Hi guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Today we're going to talk about an article that gives kind of small business owners or kind of business owners in general a playbook to helping them out with employee costs, employee benefit costs, right? In particular, workers' comp. The title of the article is 6 Workplace Safety Tips for Employees, right? So workers' comp and employee safety, it's not just something that hits you in the pocketbook, but it's obviously a part of your work family, right? No one wants their employees or their colleagues that they're working alongside to get injured. So these best practices, they're going to seem obvious, but they're not. And it's key that you're consistent. They may start to seem mundane after you keep doing them periodically, but trust me, if you're doing them well and you're not having any issues, that's a good thing. A problem arises once things start getting messy, you start having a ton of injuries, you're having a ton of work comp payouts, and then it's not a good situation. What's key to all of this is communication through the ranks. So communication with your employees, communication between employees, get buy-in from all constituents, right? So they feel that their employer and their colleagues care about their safety, right? So ultimately it can end up helping with just the overall vibe of the workplace, right? And employee retention, right? So the first tip is build safety protocols into ongoing employee training, right? So you want to teach your employees the right way to do things, right? And this isn't the key to this is it needs to be ongoing, right? So it's not just when you start at the firm and then that's it, but do it semi-annually or even more depending on the job at hand. But there need to be refreshers so it's top of mind. Safety is top of mind for all of your employees. Second tip is create emergency procedures, right? And this should actually be included in the training, right? But emergency procedures to let people know what needs to be done as soon as something happens, right? So reporting any injuries, who to call in terms of first responders. And then this is something that needs to be kind of tangible and posted, right, in certain areas of your workplace, just so people have access to it when things are kind of hectic and emergency actually happens. Third tip is make sure machinery and employee gear are in good condition. This is sometimes overlooked, right? Sometimes a mistake might happen because an employee isn't wearing the right or the proper protection equipment, right? Or they're working a piece of machinery the wrong way. So letting them know kind of how the machinery works, how they're supposed to be outfitted, and keeping them outfitted in the latest protective gear, and periodically checking these things, right? Making sure the gear is up to date, making sure that the employees know what they're doing and how they're working the machinery is something that consistently needs to be done, right? The fourth tip is pretty straightforward, posting hazard signs and warning signs where appropriate. Signs like slippery when wet, hazardous material, do not touch. Just giving people the heads up that they're entering a situation where they need to have heightened awareness, right? And then number 5, keep a clean and neat workplace, right? Sounds very simple, right? But a lot of mistakes happen once there's a lot of clutter around, right? And these are preventable mistakes. So you may have to inspect periodically, right? Or incent your workers, right? Through some type of bonus for those folks or those teams that have had a good safety record or a clean workplace for a certain amount of days. Get the workplace, get the entire firm involved in having a good track record of being safe, right? And then the last point is something that we started with is maintain open communication, right? So part of that is, and once again, this is ongoing. Part of that is a feedback loop, a complete open feedback loop, right? So you're getting feedback from employees. Employees are providing feedback to each other. It can be anonymous. It can be named. Doesn't matter. What you want to engender is a sense of safety is of the utmost importance, right? And that feedback will be able to keep you ahead of the game in terms of what people and employees are seeing on the front line, what they need, if it's training, if it's a new type of equipment. These are things that can be shared through feedback. And once again, communication is key. Allowing them to let you know, or the executive team know, what they need to be successful on the job. And ultimately, this will create an environment where all constituents, executive team, all shareholders, and employees all feel that safety is a big part of that community. And ultimately, that'll end up with less injuries and less worker comp expense and claims for you, the business owner. Hopefully, this was helpful. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you next week.